Welcome YouTube! It's AlphaOmegaSin with another unboxing video! Now, I'm going to go back to the 16-bit era on the Super NES, the SNES, the Super NES system, or the Super Famicom, depending on where you're living at. And this is going to be survival horror. Now you might be thinking, what the fuck survival horror game was popping up on the Super Nintendo? Well, it's a classic, at least as far as I'm concerned. It's a classic. Clock Tower. That is fucking sweet looking, isn't it? Fantastic. Seriously, every time I see this cover, I'm like, that is bitchin'. I really like it a lot. It looks awesome. Let's get a look on the side here. And you can see it pretty much looks very, very legit. Check out the top there. Clock Tower. Got Time Walk Games there, which are the fine folks that constructed this badass little thing here. On the side. So it's pretty much the same all the way around. And, I mean, it looks like a legit Super NES game. This is awesome. Now, if you aren't familiar with the Clock Tower games whatsoever, Clock Tower, at least the first... No, technically the first three, if we're going to be counting the Super NES version, because there was this one, then a pseudo remake on PS1, which is much, much more gory by comparison to this one. It's also in 3D, whereas this one is all in 2D. And their second one, they're all point-and-click style adventure games. The main difference is that instead of just, you know, going on a big adventure with a story and whatnot, you are running for your life and potentially getting killed. And unlike other survival horror games where you have tons of ammo, tons of weapons and everything, this you pretty much just have to hide or else you're going to get killed. And that definitely heightens the intensity of it because you're just like, oh shit, I don't want to die. I'm going to get impaled by fucking Scissor Man. But yeah, well, actually in this one they call him Bobby, but I always call him Scissor Man, so whatever. But anyway... that's Jennifer, the main character that you play as through the entire game. Really, really fantastic series. Seriously, if just get your hands on it. And this, well, it's an unboxing video, so I should be unboxing it now, shouldn't I? Just kind of hard not to want to go and talk about it because it's a series that really needs more love, quite frankly. So let's get all the yummy contents out of here. Yes, I said yummy because it's tasty. First, we will have the manual out. Now, the manual, pretty much anybody who grew up back in the 16-bit era, this is exactly what you would expect out of the manual. And it's in full color and everything, so let's go open this up here. And this is what you're going to be greeted with. This is exactly what you would expect out of any kind of manual that you would get for the Super NES days. Now, the thing that I like about this one is pretty artistic overall. You see everything there, and it makes me like it quite a bit. Introduction. Jennifer and her friends, Lot, Anne, and Laura, have recently been adopted by the wealthy Norwegian Mr. Barrows, whatever. Soon after the girls arrive at their new home, the ancient mansion known as the Clock Tower. What child wouldn't love such a perfect new life? However, old houses hold secrets. And the secrets of the Clock Tower are darker than most. Jennifer and her friends are about to discover that the Barrows family is far from normal. That evil can flower in even the most beautiful places, and that there are worse things in the world than being in an orphanage. Like being impaled and fucking murdered and shit by some crazy ass dude. So it gives you a little story introduction, narrated by yours truly, and shows off character bios and everything right there. And again, nice thing is that this is all in color, so the quality of this manual is really fantastic. Got a nice little piece of art there. This right here gives you the control scheme. Game modes. And this just tells you what you do. It's pretty much just like, okay, investigating mode and chase mode, and then your panic meter and whatnot. Tells you how you use items, etc. So, yeah, that is the manual. Pretty much what you expect. But the quality of the manual, fucking top-notch stuff. The main thing that we want to see, though, is the game. But before the game, there's actually one little extra, and I love that Time Walk includes these. Honestly, it makes me very, very happy. they include maps with a lot of their games, and for something like this, map can be pretty damn handy. So there you go, got yourself a fold-out map. So right here, tells you what doors you can't open, and basically this is just a big legend telling you where everything is at, items, and etc, etc. But the cool thing about it is that if you didn't plan on using it as a regular map, it's also a poster. So that's pretty nifty. Double-sided and in color. Really, really cool. Now the game itself comes inside a little cardboard case, just like the old style games. Pretty much exactly what you would expect based off of the cover of the game box. So it looks just like that. On top, it says Clock Tower, naturally. If it said something else, you'd be like, the fuck are they smoking crack? But no, do a really good job. And Time Walk Games has their logo on the back, since obviously that's who put it out. Now, this is a reproduction card. All reproduction cards pretty much are some of the most amazing ways for you to be able to experience games that didn't make their way over to stateside, weren't translated in English for, you know, PAL regions and us here in the Americas. But it's really fantastic having stuff like this, because I had played this ROM before, and I had played it multiple times, being a big fan of survival horror and being a big fan of the first Clock Tower game. So naturally, I wanted to check out the predecessor of, you know, the first Clock Tower game, and it's amazing. It really is. It's just a really cool game for its time. You know, you may play it and think, oh, well, the graphics are dated and blah, 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 but it's like, it's a 16-bit game, so, you know, and to think that they had a game of this caliber is really saying something, because back then, you know, most game companies were shunning any kind of over-top violent games. So when something like this hit the scene, you know, it's a very, very big deal. And anybody that's a fan of the Clock Tower series, if you weren't aware of this original that was on Super Nintendo, you should definitely check it out. It's really good. Again, by comparison to the PS1 version, the PS1 version has a lot of blood, and it's a lot more violent and everything, because you see dead bodies, decapitations, impalements, you see guts thrown out and everything. And that's on the PS1 version. Whereas this one, when somebody gets killed, there really isn't the excessive blood or anything, but you still get the point that, you know, that person's definitely dead. A person comes crashing through a stained glass window and gets smashed on the floor with gigantic shears, you know, embedded into their chest cavity. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're not alive, and if they are, I feel really bad for them, because essentially, well, their chest is going to be nothing but a fucking shelf. Like, I'll put a potted plant right in there. That's very nice. Just don't move around too much. I don't want that shit shaking everywhere. But no, you know, very dead. But point and click style games, if you're playing it, you know, most definitely it's going to be kind of hard moving the cursor around, but you get used to it naturally, because that's what I had to do. Whenever I was playing a game, I was just like, damn, this is kind of rough. But, you know, you get used to it really quick. And it's just kind of cool with all the endings that they have in it. It's a very story-centric game, which is odd, because most of the time, most survival horror games, the story kind of takes a backseat by comparison to the atmosphere and the overall experience that, you know, you're supposed to be scared and whatnot. But this, you know, the big emphasis is the story. It's a big mystery and everything, and it's very, very cool. It's something that I like a whole lot. So, and get all this stuff here. So, we have a bitch-ass, very, very gnarly box. Seriously, very awesome. Really good build quality overall. I mean, it's a box. So, you know, but, I mean, the printing on it, it's all very, very clear. Like I said, you can see everything. It's exactly what you would want out of it. The cover, again, the cover is amazing. I love the cover quite a bit. Every time that I showed this to somebody, they were just like, that looks awesome. And I was like, I concur. So Time Walk Games, get a big thumbs up for me. The manual, which it may not seem like a big deal to most people, but I actually really like game manuals quite a bit. So being able to read through them and all the little extras that they include, you know, the artsy, fartsy, schmancy stuff, you know, it may not seem like a big deal to somebody, but when it's added in there, it's something that I can totally appreciate. I think many of you out there could actually appreciate too, so that's pretty cool. Again, the map and the fact that it's double-sided and is kind of like a little poster, very kick-ass, and the quality of the card, yeah, that's what's awesome. So, there it is. If you want to go and check out anything else from Time Walk Games, I'm going to leave some links down below for you to be able to check out. You can also join the mailing list and everything. So, and he's got just carts by themselves, so you don't have to get it complete and everything. Naturally, that's going to be cheaper. So you can just get regular carts. You can get them complete in the box like this, like I did. He's got Nintendo and Super Nintendo games and stuff like that. You know, ROM hack style games similar to that Super Mario on Dinosaur Island unboxing video that I had did a while ago. So that's something that they do. But it's something, definitely check it out. I recommend them a whole bunch because I've been happy with everything that I've gotten so far. And, you know, it's Clock Tower. Holy fuck, I'm holding a real copy of Clock Tower. You know, this is one of those things you're like, I wish that would be remade and brought back out, but you know, there's no chance of that. So fans take it into their own hands and make this shit kind of happen. So, fuck yeah. If you have any comments or anything that you would like to share, you know, anything like that, share them down below in the comment box. If you want to make a video response, you know, about Clock Tower and whatnot, you can do that too. So, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing video and me sharing my thoughts and opinions and feelings and all the other good shit on Clock Tower for Super Nintendo and technically the original Clock Tower. I did talk about that a little bit. So, anyway, this is AlphaOmegaSin, nerds, nerdettes, and gamers. Game the fuck on.